All right, so right now it is November 21st, 2025, and this month is officially my first 10K month. In November, in the first 3 weeks of November, I've earned $11,000 in even the first 3 weeks. And yeah, so right now, what I want to do in this video is I want to guide you through my journey which I went through to go from absolutely zero, from nothing to 10K per month. And I've helped 20 clients so far on the same journey. So when I first started, like I started with nothing. Like I didn't have an offer, I didn't have valuable skills I was able to monetize, I didn't even have a good mindset, and as you can probably hear, English isn't my first language. And a lot of people use that as excuse as well, but it's an invalid excuse because if I could do it, so can you. So not only did I go through this journey myself, but also, like I said, I've helped a lot of other people do the exact same thing. So to get from absolutely zero to 10K per month, you need to go through like 7 steps, 7 checkpoints, and each like has their own challenges, for example, and I'm going to explain all of them right now and how you can overcome these challenges. And like wherever you are in your journey, you will have the information and the knowledge to move on to the next step. So there are in total 7 different steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7 steps. The first step is the consistency. And a lot of people, they say, yeah, consistency is key. You just need to be consistent and then you will be successful. Not true. Not true. Just consistency isn't enough. It is the bare minimum. It is basically the low barrier for success. Like if you can be consistent, then you at least give yourself a chance. If you can't be consistent, then you can better like turn off this video and then do something else, because consistency, it is necessary. Why? Because of the following. Like for example, if you have this graph and if you are basically not consistent, what will happen is this: you will make a bit of progress, then you will stop, then you will make a little progress, then you stop, and you will always stay stuck down here. Now, for example, if you do stay consistent, first, of course, the growth might be like a little bit slower, but eventually you will see those exponential results, because business isn't linear, it is exponential. And if you cannot stay consistent, then the compounding effect, that is basically where these exponential results come from, the compounding effect will never happen for you. So you need to make sure that you at least can show up every day, because that is what it takes. Like when you truly work for yourself, you don't have weekends, you don't have days off, you don't have vacations, but you don't have work either. Like right now, I don't feel like I'm working. It feels more like play, because I actually love doing it. So yes, it doesn't, it sounds worse than it actually is, because it is not that bad. Like if you truly love what you do, and in the beginning you will never love it, of course, because you will suck at first, and if you suck, then you will get little positive rewards, and then the journey is like unenjoyable. I didn't have fun as well when I first started. Now I have fun, but you need to go through this period of actually being able to stay consistent to actually like have those compounding effects work for you. Because if you stop, then of course all the momentum will go away and you have to basically start from zero. I've done this multiple times, you know. I had multiple setbacks throughout my journey. Sometimes I quit for a week, sometimes I quit for 2 weeks, sometimes even a month, and the last time even 2 months. All of those times, basically, I had to start from zero, because the connections that I've built of the people who were also, who I network with, I built a good, decent network, and that is one of the most important things you can do as an educational creator, especially in the beginning. And if you stop for like a week or a month, they won't take you seriously anymore, and you have to build new connections. So consistency, is the most important thing. How I solved it was through focus, because like you need to guard your thoughts as you need to guard your thoughts, because where attention goes, energy flows. Literally, like what you think about, you give that energy. So even if you're not doing bad habits, like that is what I've noticed, even when I wasn't playing video games, even when I wasn't watching Netflix, even when I wasn't going to festivals, I was still thinking about them. And because I was thinking about them, that was me giving it energy. Then some kind of emotion appeared, you know, and that influenced my actions. So my productivity went lower through the like basically non-existent anymore. And then eventually, because I wasn't productive, I wasn't seeing any progress, then I had relapses because it got demotivated. So to solve the consistency, like be more consistent with your thoughts, because a thought is like planting a seed in like your subconscious mind. And if you plant enough good seeds, then something good will come out of it. But if you plant enough bad seeds, then something bad will come out of it. So make sure you find a way to not even think about anything else anymore but your business, and that will make the consistency so much easier. Okay, cool. Now let's move on to the next thing. Once you've solved the consistency, then you are going to the next stage. That is basically the next stage is solving a problem or achieving a valuable outcome. Because all what business is like is okay, so business is basically like about making money, right? And what is money? Money is a value exchange. And like, so if you can deliver a lot of value, then you will make money. But how do we create value? Well, mostly by alleviating pain, by solving a problem or achieving a valuable outcome to like escape like your current reality. And how do we alleviate pain? Yes, by solving problems. So you need to solve like a problem for yourself, like that is a really big problem, or you need to achieve a valuable outcome. So for me, once I was able to stay consistent, once I was able to stay focused, then you will solve problems automatically the further you go in your journey. Because the first problem I solved was consistency. Now I could help other people to be consistent as well. Then, because I was very productive and I was building a good network, my brand on X was growing very fast. So I was building a very good online presence, online social media presence. And that was valuable for some people, because if you have a business and you have a good product, then what do you need? You need basically eyeballs. You need people to view your content. And now that was a problem I've solved for myself. Then later on my journey, you know, like I didn't know how to hop on a lot of calls. Then I learned how to hop on calls. So that was also a valuable problem or outcome I was able to offer to people. So this problem or outcome is the next step. Once you've done that, here comes the next step. That is basically the The next step is earning your first money online. And this is actually such a big step. And for this, what will happen is there will be a lot of like limiting beliefs. There will be a lot of tiny little bottlenecks that will hold you back. But in business, you are only as strong as your weakest link. Like business is a combination of acquisition, getting the right leads, conversion, so turning those leads into paying clients, and value delivery. So actually being able to have a good offer and to deliver value to them. And if one of these things is missing, or even if one part of those three components isn't working or is like broken, then the whole system is malfunctioning. So to earn your first money, you need to have a general understanding of acquisition, conversion, and delivery. And that is not an easy thing. But next to like the technical business stuff, there is like maybe a lot of personal things that is holding you back. Like even if you've done the consistency and even if you've achieved valuable outcomes or problems, then you might be thinking, oh no, what my problem that I've solved that isn't valuable, like people won't pay for that. Or this outcome, no, people won't pay money for that. So there could be a lot of limiting beliefs that is holding you back to actually start to earn money. And also, asking for money is not a comfortable thing, right? It felt very uncomfortable for me at first to ask for money, so I just didn't do it. So the first step is the biggest, from 0 to 1. So for this, I wouldn't start charging like high ticket prices, like more than $1,000. What I did was simply, I started to charge $100 per month. And I gave a strong guarantee that if you don't achieve XYZ results in this many days, or if you are not happy with the progress and the value you made, like you will get all of your money back, no questions asked. This way I took all of the risk, and the other person didn't have to take the risk, right? Because that just didn't feel right for me. Like I had like imposter syndrome, and now at least I knew, okay, I think my offer, like my mentor, he told me, yeah, you can charge like $500 for it. I said, $500? How is this even worth $500? I wouldn't even pay that myself. And conviction is the number one most important thing in sales, because if you wouldn't buy your own offer, then that energy, you will project that energy towards like the new towards the people who you opt on a call with, and they will never give you money. So then I thought, okay, you know what, $250 per month, it is a fair price to basically help them like maximizing their time and energy through focus, effectiveness. So basically focus is channeling all of your energy towards your business. Effectiveness, working on the high leverage tasks so you don't waste time working on the things that doesn't move you forward. And efficiency, by creating a system that is basically a routine of habits that will increase both the speed and the quality of your work. Now, it was pretty valuable, but I didn't have the conviction that it was as valuable as what it actually was. So maybe I thought, okay, maybe my mentor was right. It was worth $500, but I didn't have the conviction for it back then. So instead, I thought, okay, you know what, $250, that is like a fair price. I didn't even ask $250, I asked $100 because these limiting beliefs were so huge. And I gave a strong guarantee. This way I took all of the risk, and it gave me like peace, because there were two options. The first, I was able to deliver and I was able to keep the money, but the second option was, even if I like completely like messed it up and I wasn't able to deliver a value for them, I would just give them back their money, and they've earned something. They've got like free help basically, and I've learned something as well. So this is like earn or learn. And yeah, maybe for some of you guys you think, oh no, my offer is at least like worth $2,000. Then you can charge $2,000 for it. It is fine. But not only like think about it, like is this really worth $2,000? But do you feel it? Because the sales happen when logic and emotion basically align. So this is the third step. Now, once you have gotten your first money, like you know how it works, you know how the whole entire funnel works, then it is just rinse and repeat. Then maybe you can raise your prices, like sign a few more of these clients. Then you get to your next checkpoint, which you need to go through, which is proof. So of course you've solved a valuable outcome for yourself. Of course you've gotten your first client. The next step is actually getting your clients some great results as well. And here you will again counter a lot of challenges and a lot of bottlenecks, because yeah, sure, you have done it, but can you help someone else do the same? And that is kind of difficult, because everyone will have unique challenges, will have unique roadblocks, unique solutions. So maybe you have to sign like 3 to 5 clients before you start getting some decent proof. Then you will get like more experience, and then you will know exactly like what to do. So yeah, it's likely the case that like if you sign 5 clients, like 4 clients you have to give a refund, but 1 client, he gets great results. Bam, you have proof. Now you can try that same method that you use for that client on other clients. Maybe some things work, maybe some things are like a little bit different, and eventually you keep iterating. But once you have the proof, not only for yourself but also for somebody else, then you can move on to the next stage, which is here is where you can start charging high ticket, because now you know that you can get also other people to get the results. For sure, like you can still like give a guarantee for this, even if you start high ticket. Oh yeah, by the way, high ticket, it is considered as $1,000. This doesn't have to be $1,000 for like a month per month. This could also be like $1,000 for 3 months, for example. A lot of people, they will have other they will have other definitions of high ticket. Some people might say 500. Some people, they might say like 20,000 or something like that. But I thought I would just like clarify it a bit so that it's clear for all of you. I'm not saying that high ticket is $1,000. I'm saying what I use for high ticket is $1,000. So because you have proof, now you can start to basically charge high ticket. So instead of maybe $100 per month or like $200 per month, you can now charge $1,000 for 3 months. And that is not a huge of a jump, basically, because you go from $200 per month to $333 per month, but they pay you like all at once, basically. And if you want to do like monthly payments, that is also fine, but make it like a little bit more expensive, so like $400 per month, something like that. So because what I've noticed was when people like pay up full, they are more committed, and they get better results. I've also noticed it with myself. When I like pay off a mentorship all at once, basically, I get better results than when I do like monthly payments. So try to get the payment at once. It is better for you, but it's also better for the other client. Of course, if it doesn't work, then you can do like monthly payments. That is also totally fine. So once you can start high ticket, start charging high ticket, then you can move on to the next phase. And I assume also that when you're going through these things, you are still working like a 9 to 5, because that's what I did as well. I was balancing my 9 to 5. I was working like 4 days per week, and because so there is different types of people. Some people, they can just quit their job and like burn all of the ships behind them and basically like go all in on their business. But for me, it like doesn't work, because that gives me like so much stress, basically, to live based of your savings without even thinking it will work. And that kind of pressure, like some people, they perform really good at that, but like when your survival is at stake, you know, maybe you can't be as creative anymore. So again, 6 is like a step for the ones of you that are working a 9 to 5, because I was also working a 9 to 5. Once you can charge high ticket, then you can quit the 9 to 5, because once you start charging like high ticket, and you can literally see, okay, if I do this many outreaches, I will hop on this many calls, and I have a conversion rate of like 30%, and like if I, yeah, so basically then you can know like, okay, how much time do I need to spend towards my business to get this amount of money. And if you can quit your 9 to 5, then maybe you can like triple or quadruple the input that you do. And also, if you have a time constraint, if you are helping like 2, 3, 4 clients, and you think, okay, I can't take on anyone more, even though people want to work with you, then it might be a good opportunity to quit your 9 to 5. I was about earning a little more than $1,000 per month, so like 3 high ticket clients simultaneously, before I made the decision from, okay, you know, I can quit my 9 to 5 because I have a little bit of savings. Now if I can basically quadruple my inputs, basically it will be unreasonable if I don't like at least double or triple my my income, right? So then I just quit my 9 to 5. I had a little bit of savings, but I was confident that I was going to make the money back, and it happened, because in the first month of quitting my 9 to 5, I went from 1K per month to like 4K per month. So the more time and energy you can spend towards something, the more it will grow. And like, and this graph, basically, this you've probably seen already. Now you have energy. If you like, you have only like a finite amount of time and energy, because those are the most limited resources that we have. Money is not a limited resource because it is like everywhere and you can get a bunch of it. But time and energy, they are limited. And you can only spend them, like focus them on a few things. So if you, for example, have a 9 to 5, you know, if you have your online business, if you also maybe have another offer in online business, if you, for example, do a lot of bad habits, for example, if you have hobbies, you know, if you go on vacations, if you get the point, watch Netflix, have a girlfriend, all of these things, then you are making only like a little bit of progress or a little bit of results you will see in all of them. Now, what if instead of doing all of this, you just focus all of your time and energy on one thing? Well, then you can like basically, like, how do you say that in English? Basically like this. It's not multiply. I don't know what it is in English, but you basically get the point, right? So add them up, something like that. So you can add them up onto each other, and then you make like huge progress because you spent all of that time and energy on one thing. And this is how you get the greatest results, because and I don't know if you want to hear this, yes or no, but business, it is still competition, but it isn't a bad thing, because nature is competition. You know, like when you look at a group of lions, for example, you know, the one who is the strongest, the one who is the most powerful, the one who has like maybe the most amount of temperament, that becomes the king. And why it is important is because like he will make kids with the queen, the strongest and the most the most healthy, the lioness basically, and their babies will be good basically. So, and that is always what happens, you know, because in nature the strongest survives. Also the one who can adapt the fastest is the one who will survive. And that is a good thing, because that means like we are all like everything is evolving, everything is becoming better because there is competition. If there wouldn't be competition, then we wouldn't evolve. So competition isn't necessarily like a bad thing. And a lot of people, they do this, right? They spend their time on all different things. But picture this, like, who would you rather work with? Somebody who is only doing this one thing, and his basically his life is devoted to this, and and he has a lot of experience, you know, he has a lot of proof already, and this person does it like as a side hustle, as a side job. Of course you would go for this person, and that is like how the how the competition works. So don't see this as like a side job, see this as your main thing. Try to focus on this. And quitting a 9 to 5 is a huge step that will allow you to become like one of the best at what you do. Like, for example, when you look at the most successful people, when you look at educational creators like Sam Ovens, Alex Hormozi, they are not working a job, right? When you look at Elon Musk, he isn't working a normal job. No, of course not. They are spending all of their time and energy towards one thing. Of course, this is an extreme example, but we can take notice of that. Okay. So once you've quit your job, all that's left to do to get from maybe like 1 or 2K per month to 10K per month is skill. Like, how can you make things more scalable? You know, maybe it is increasing your prices because you have better proof. Maybe it is to develop like better systems, like make it more effective, make it more efficient. Like, for example, if you keep repeating yourself over and over and over again, maybe you can make it more scalable by filming yourself once and turning it into a course, so that the people who you speak to through one-on-one coaching, they basically then you save like a bunch of time. You know, like the reason why I am making videos is because it is super scalable. Maybe not in the short term, maybe I'm not like right now I'm getting like 10 views per video, but I'm confident that when I keep doing this, when I keep improving myself, when I get better and better and better every single time, eventually in like 12 months from now, or in like 3 years from now, I will likely get more than 10 views per video. It will be funny if you see this like in 3 years from now. I'm curious. Okay, I will set actually a timer after this video to see where I am in 3 years from now. If I get more than 10 videos, like hopefully. But the point is, I am making YouTube videos because previously what I've done to get clients is networking. I used to comment on other people's posts, I used to DM a lot of people, I hopped on a lot of calls, and these things take time. Of course, they are the best short-term solution because it is way easier to get clients from there when you're just starting out, compared to like the making videos. But long-term, the videos are way more scalable because every video is like an asset that compounds for years. So skill, that is for example like a thing that you can do. Also, I am right now in the transition from one-on-one coaching to a cohort, so you don't help people one-on-one, but you help people in a group, and that is useful for me because I don't have to keep answering the same questions. But that is also useful for the people who I help, because like a lot of people, they just don't know what questions to ask. And the problem with business or in life in general isn't the things that you don't know. The problem is what you don't know you don't know. So what started to happen for me when I joined like a mastermind or a cohort was I wasn't asking any questions myself, but other people were asking questions. They had bottlenecks, and I just learned from that and applied it to my own situation. And that is how I got huge exponential results over time. Now, when you're just starting out, when you don't have your first client yet, maybe it is good to start with a mentor one-on-one. That is what I've done myself, because like when you're just starting out, you might have limiting beliefs, you might have a mindset problem, there might be a blind spot that you're not seeing, and then it is good for somebody else to directly view over your shoulder, give you like a bunch of personalized attention basically, to make sure that the foundation is all right. But once you get to this point to scale, I think it's better to join like mastermind or a cohort, in my personal experience. So yeah, for both your clients that would be good, but also for you, because you save a bunch of time. And then it's just a matter of like optimizing everything, you know, identifying what the biggest bottleneck and solving it, because everyone has a bottleneck, whether that is in acquisition, in conversion, or in value delivery. My bottleneck is right now delivery, because I'm working with 11 clients one-on-one at a time, and it takes a bunch of time. So that is why I'm looking at the mastermind. Same with the thing. So yeah, like identify the biggest bottleneck, solve it, and that is eventually how you will scale. How you can get from absolutely zero, from not knowing what you do, you don't even need a good mindset, to eventually like signing like 10K per month, you know. And then right now I'm in a position where I have full location freedom. I will go in a few days, I will go to Spain. Now I'm in the Netherlands. It's pretty cold in the winter, like 4 degrees Celsius. I don't know what it is in Fahrenheit, but it is pretty much like almost at freezing, because 0 is like freezing temperature. So 4 degrees above freezing point. And now I can just go to Spain, and maybe then I will go to Greece or like whatever. So yeah, apply this to your own situation. Think, okay, where am I doing the consistency right? Okay, cool, have I solved a valuable problem or an outcome? No, then you should focus on that. If not, also with this, take notes, journal, because it is very difficult to know like what exactly it took for you to solve a problem or an outcome. But if you are more if you write it down, if you journal, then you can way easier remember it. Then once you've done that, have you signed your first client already? No, then maybe like start low. If you have a lot of limiting beliefs, then make sure you deliver for those clients, you get the proof. Once you have the proof, you can start charging high ticket, you know. Then maybe it makes sense for you to quit your 9 to 5. Then you can scale to 10K per month and far beyond. So yeah, see you at the top.